should start with a punchline.
Listen.
I never did it with a nose.
Pecan pie is
Yeah,
so
you know, I always described him as
And
a bitch, but in lots of ways.
Chocolate.
Very northern border of Vermont, but
Yeah.
that was on the Canadian border. And he established a routine of going up there and going back and making friends with the guys on the border. And after a while, they just waved him through. And when he was sure they were going to do that, he put Mary in a rug in the back seat.
Put Mary in a cistern.
They waved him right through. And then Mary came to live with us. Oy, oy, oy. The first place, she was man crazy. In the second place, she thought men were going to attack her and rape her. So she was not only crazy with longing, but she was crazy with nervousness. To which my father says she's afraid they won't rape her. And she stayed and she stayed and she stayed. And I had my own room, and I was made to sleep with my sister Lil in the indignity of not having my own room, while Mary took over my room. And finally we all ganged up on my father and said, she's just disgusting and we don't want her here. So he said, I'm fixing it for her to get married to somebody I know. I said, who is this loser? He said, he's somebody who works for me as a building inspector, and I've given him a fee for marrying Mary. So the day comes, my mother is weeping with joy to get rid of this.
Wait a second.
terrible
Was this
person.
guy taking the fee the same guy that had gone and turned your dad in to the IRS?
Anyway, she got to where she was to meet this guy, and he never turned up.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, so sad.
So she came back to live with us.
Ice cream?
You said?
And then finally my father got another guy
Do all the
who
work around here?
he said he'd get the mob after him if he didn't show up. And they married,
That was quite the threat.
stayed married for about 6 months. And then she announced that she wasn't going to get married anymore because she was much better off where she was. And my mother said to her, you can't live here anymore. We adore you, of course, but this is not correct. And she found another guy who didn't want to get married, but they lived together. And it all ended up very well. She was a pain in the ass. Oh, and another, she was a seamstress, but I mean very elegant. And she had a job at Bergdorf Bergdorf
Right,
Goodman,
yeah.
doing very elaborate kinds of things. And in gratitude to my parents, she made me, I was a tomboy, she made me a silk dress with, what is that, all puckered up?
Yeah, like ruffles or
Yeah,
something.
and a white satin collar. And I wasn't allowed to move in it or eat in it because I was such a sloth. And
30 minutes later,
finally she decided to go. And I went up to her room and I said, Anne, would you take this widget with you? And the light and it all whatever. He was very good, and he was very good to me because I remember his saying to me,
I think we should start with a punchline.
Listen.
I never did it with a nose.
their parents tell them,
I don't know who it is, but
doctor, marry a
Doing
lawyer,
there.
marry
you
even
want
an
any note?
accountant,
Yeah.
and we do the right thing for people. My father was very good that way. He said to all of us, don't run away and marry some guy.
A lot more interesting than talking about these.
Show everybody that you can support yourself and be independent and not be in one of
I have
those
whatever it came with.
terrible marriages.
Do you have an apple?
Where the women spend all the time in department stores.
Right, yeah.
The men spend all their time sleeping around. Be somebody.
And you became somebody.
All three of you.
I
Yeah.
think I lived up to his expectations.
Not sure about Sophie.
And then
That's
some.
great. When do you do it?
And then some.
Chocolate cake,
But-
asking for 24 hours. Doing it on the 24th.
I never got along with him because he was very mean to my mother.
Yeah.
And he had a second family too.
Or after